Hello everyone, I am Arpit Kumar Sharma and welcome back to Pabbly. So today I am going to tell you how you can create invoices and clients in your Freshbooks account through your Jotform. Now, why would you need this automation? Suppose you are running a store with some specific products and you have an order form of those products on Jotform. Now people are filling those forms, and now what is happening when they will fill the form or the order form for the specific products, a new invoice will be created in your Freshbooks account. Also, if the customer is not a regular customer or a new customer is there, through your Jotform, a new customer will be created on the Freshbooks account if he is not an existing customer. Now, how we are going to do that? Before that, I am going to tell you what we are going to do. So first, we are going to make a form submission through Jotform, and then from that form submission, the data will be sent to Freshbooks and a new invoice will be created on the Freshbooks if the customer is an existing customer on the Freshbooks. Otherwise, the customer and the invoice both will be created in that case. Okay. Now, how are we going to do that? For that, we are going to use an automation and integration service, Pabbly Connect, which will help you connect your Jotform and Freshbooks together. Now, to learn that, you have to come with me to the screen. So, we are back at our screen, and now what you have to do, you have to go to the address bar and type in Pabbly, pabbly.com/connect. And as soon as you will do that, you can see we will be redirected to this beautiful page. Now you have two options right here. Either you can sign in or you can sign up. Signing up is absolutely free. And also we are giving you 100 free tasks from our site so that you can practice the workflow we are teaching you here. Okay. Now I already have an account, so I'll just go for sign in. I'll just put in my email, which is Parker Devin, and let me put in the password and log in. So as soon as I will log in, you can see I will be having this, beautiful interface in front of me. And now what I have to do, I just have to go to Pabbly Connect and click on Access Now. Now what are we doing? We are integrating our Jotforms with our Freshbook. So what we are going to do, I am just going to go here, click on Create Workflow, and I will give it a name, Jotform Submissions to Freshbooks Data Entry. Okay, this is the name of my workflow. If you want to name it otherwise, you can do that. Let me click on Create. So after clicking on Create, we have these two windows right here. First one is Trigger. Second one is Action. Trigger means when something happens, which means when an event is happening and it is initiating the process. And Action is the ending process or the ending part of the process, what we are doing right now. So Trigger means when this happens, Action means do this. So when this happens means when a new Jotform submission is created. So I'm just going to click on Jotform right here, and then I will be going for the trigger event as new response. So whenever a new submission is done on the Jotform, we will have the response here. Okay. Now what you are going to do, first you have to connect your Jotform to your Pabbly Connect account. And how are you going to do that? First, you are going to copy this webhook URL right here. And now go back to Jotform. Now I have already created one form as new customer registration form for you people to save time. So I will just click on this publish form, and you can see this is the link, open a new tab, and this is our form. Okay. But before that, what you have to do is you have to open the form, go to edit form. If you already have a form, I am telling you about that. If you are creating a new form, then also you have to go here into the settings, and after going to settings, you have to click on integrations. And after going to integrations, you have this webhooks option right here. Click on webhooks. First, I will remove my integration, and then I will again search for webhooks for you. So you have to search for webhooks, and as soon as you will find webhooks, just click on webhooks, delete this one, and you can see we have new webhook right here. I will just go and click on complete integration. And as you can see, I have successfully integrated my Jotform with my Pabbly Connect account. Okay, you can see it is waiting for webhook response. Now, whenever I will submit a new response to webhook, to Jotform, a new response will come here and the submission will be shown as webhook response right here. Now, let me show you. Wait a minute. It looks like birds are chirping out. Well, that's nature. So this is my, let me go here first. Okay, you have integrated your Jotform. Now go to publish, open a new tab, and this is my form. Okay, this is my product form, which I have been, I have been creating for a lot of my, e-commerce, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, etc. stores. So you can do that too. Now what you have to do, like, you have to click on the product, whatever the product the customer wants. I have just created one product, for example, to show you people. So this is the funky blue t-shirt. And now what we can do is, we have two options. Either we can have a new name, or we can have an already existing customer in our FreshBooks account. Now let me tell you what it is. Like, this is FreshBooks dashboard. I will go to clients, and you can see I have some clients already, here in my FreshBooks database, which is Debbie Matthews, Johnny Walker, Debbie Matthews once again, Rajan Ahirwar, Rajiv Dubey. So what I am going to do, I am going to take one of these and then I will put it here into the registration form, so that it will automatically capture the data. And now why am I doing this? I will tell you later on. Okay. So I'll just go in for Debbie Matthews, and she is already in my FreshBooks account. Okay. Now address is, let me change the address. Let me make a new address. 187/234 Rose Apartments. Street address is street number 234. City is, let me go for Kolkata. Okay, not Kolkata. Let me go for Indore. That is one of my favorite cities. State is Madhya Pradesh. Zip postal code is 462008. Now you can see, okay, phone number, it's asking me for the phone number. Let me put in a random phone number, 987-564-3219. Okay. Now email is Debbie Matthews @gmail.com. So Debbie Matthews @gmail.com is the email I am using here. Now date, it is asking me for the date. So today's date is January 28th January 2022. So I am just going to use that and I am just going to submit it. And as soon as I submit that, you can see Pabbly Connect has a response right here with the form ID and username. Username is me, so leave that. You can see the total check sum is rupees 300. This is the product ID. The quantity is 1. Funky blue t-shirt is the product name. Debbie Matthews bought this t-shirt. So Debbie Matthews, this is her address and this is her Gmail. Okay, so we have all the information here and we have here date in the split manner. It is first month, date is 28th and year is 2022. Now, what are we going to do? I am going to FreshBooks, and when I will connect my FreshBooks, First, I want to see that if the client buying from me or ordering through my form is already in my FreshBooks account or not. If she or he is already in my FreshBooks account, then I will directly create the invoice. If she or he is not in my FreshBooks account, I will first create the client and then I will create the invoice. Now, how I am going to do that? First, I am going to search for the client if he or she is in my FreshBook account or not. So I will go for search client or customer and I will connect it. Now it is asking me for the connection. So let me delete this one and I will connect it for you once more so that you can learn from the scratch. But friends, it is a request. Please do not skip any step, because if you will skip it, it may be a problematic situation for you. You won't be able to understand what to do next. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, this is my account. Now I am going to use a technique mapping, which will allow me to select my Gmail right here. So I will just go in and search for my Gmail, which is debbiematthews@gmail.com. And as soon as I'll do that, I will just click on save and send test request. And when I will do that, you can see I have responses here, and I have all the responses here, which you can see where I have client's name, I have response client name, I have the language, I have the last name, and all sorts of information I have received here in my response. Just scroll down and look for the response result total. If response result total is 1, that means that customer exists in our FreshBook accounts. Otherwise, it does not exist. Okay. Now, I have successfully connected my FreshBooks account to the Pabbly Connect account. Now, what we are doing, we are going to put two conditions here. First, if the customer already exists in our FreshBooks account, so we will directly create invoice. Second, if the customer does not exist in our FreshBooks account, so first we will create the customer, then we will create the invoice. Okay. So for that, I am going to use a feature called router. And if you do not know, or you do not know how to use router, so you can just go to the description and I will put in a link of how to use router. You can go and follow that. Okay. Now this is router 1. I'll just go and rename it. If client already exists. Okay. If client already exists, update here. Okay, wait a minute. This is small c. If client already exists, and this if client doesn't exist. Okay. Now what we are going to do, first we are going to set router for if client already exists, which means only the invoice will be created. So just go to set filter and action steps and select from here response total 1, which I told you before that you have to check this one if you already have a client or not. So response result is 1. It will be does not equal to 0. So if it is not equal to 0, when you will do save and send test request, it will obviously tell you success and the condition is true. Okay. Now what I am going to do, when the condition is true, which means the customer exists, and if the customer exists, we only have to create the invoice. So we will select FreshBooks here. And after selecting FreshBooks, we will go for create invoice and connect our FreshBooks account. I already connected my FreshBooks account a moment ago, so I will not do that again. And I will just click on save. And you can see automatically my FreshBook accounts will be connected right here. Now, this is the customer email which is required here, but we are not going to put customer email right here. We are going to put the customer ID. Okay. Now, how will you do that? You will refresh this and you can see it has been written here, rajanahirwar@gmail.com. So you will just go to mapping and you can see it is showing me a customer ID. So just delete this ID And now what we are going to do, we are going to use a technique called mapping. And we have been using that technique before also, but I forgot to tell you. Let me tell you here that what is mapping. Mapping is taking a data from a specific window. For example, here I'm taking data from this window. I will show you. So from that window, the data is taken and is given the permission to be inserted here without copying or pasting or without doing any manual tasks. Okay. So what we are doing, we are mapping. I will go here, customer email. Now you go here, search client, and you have to search for the client ID. So what is the client ID? This is the client ID. You can see this response result client's ID is 68315. So just map in client ID right here. Now creation date. So we already have the date where I told you the date has been split. Now we are going to collect that date and put it in the format year, month and date. Now how will you do that? Just go to Jotform response, and now we are going to map it in the format year, month and date. So you can see this is the year 2022. I'll just put in slash right here to separate it. Then I will go for month. This is month. I will put one more slash right here. Then I will go for date. So where is the date? Date. Okay, this is the date. 28th. Okay. So year, month and date. Year, month and date. And we used the slash to separate the date. Okay. Now, days due from issue, I do not want to fill that. Language, you can just manually type in EN, which is English. Description, if you want to give description, I do not want to give any description. Name of the line item. We are going to get this from Jotform. What is the name? Here you can see the product name is Funky Blue T-shirt. Quantity, we only purchased one quantity. So you can see here the quantity is 1. Now we do not have any text on that, so we are not going to put that. Unit cost was 300 rupees. So you can see that here. Okay, so do not get confused. We do not have to go here that total checksum 300. The unit cost, we have to go for the unit cost. So unit cost is 300 rupees. So just go for 300 rupees. Save and send test request. And as soon as you will do that, wait a minute, why is it showing me the field create date is not a properly formatted date? Let me see what is the problem. Year, month and date. It's correct. What's the problem? Let me go and save and send test request once more. Okay, I'm sorry for my mistake. I think it is because of the, slash I used right here. The format is in dash. Okay, and I have used slash. So you have to, you have to be careful about all these things also, because it is gonna create a problem like it created for me. So let me put in dash. And now I have used dash in place of slash, and now we will see as soon as I will go and save and send test request, it will give me a proper format. And you can see that. So you can see how, tiny mistakes can lead to the process failure, and you should be careful about that. Now this is my ID and this has been my invoice which has been created for the Debbie Matthews. Now let us go to Freshbooks clients and see. Refresh, let me refresh this. I'm really sorry for that. Invoices. And as you can see, Debbie Matthews, this is the date 28th January 2022 and the amount is rupees 300. Quantity is 1 funky blue t-shirt. So we have successfully created the invoice for Debbie Matthews. Okay. Now what if you do not have the customer in your FreshBooks account? What you are going to do, you are going to create a new customer and then create a new invoice for him or her. Now, how to do that? Let me save this and done. Okay. Now I'm going to set a filter for this one if client does not exist. So if the client does not exist, we will just go here and again, we will go for response total 1 equal to, and this time it is equal to 0. Now, as soon as I will do that, it will tell me error. The condition is false, which means we are going into the right direction. Now, what we are going to do, we do not have a customer. So, we are creating a new customer. FreshBooks. Here we have FreshBooks. Now, we are going to create client. Okay. Create customer, create client. It's one and the same thing. Do not panic about it. Okay. Connect. And I already connected my FreshBooks, so I do not want to do that again. Save. And now it is asking me for the following IDs. So what we are going to do, we are going to map the data from our Jotform to these fields to fill them up with the right details. Okay. So first is email. Go to Jotform. Go for the email. Search your email, which is debbiematthews@gmail.com. First name obviously was Debbie. Search for Debbie and map in Debbie here. So this is Debbie. Last name is Matthews. So where is Matthews? Search for Matthews. Work phone, if you want to put in the phone number. It is not necessary though, but you know, it is always handy to have phone numbers. So just go for phone number. Organization name, if you want to put it. I do not want to put it. Language is obviously English. You can map it in manually. Notes, I do not have anything. Primary street number. Let me go to primary street number 1. Address line 1 is 187-234. Primary street 2. Primary street 2 is street number 234. Address line 2. Primary city was Indore. Search for Indore. 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 Primary state is Madhya Pradesh. So, Madhya Pradesh, primary postal code was 462008, I think. Let me see. 462008. And primary country is obviously India if you want to put it. If you do not want to put it, you can just track in by using postal code. So I'm not putting it in this field. And now I will go for save and send test request. And as soon as I do that, you can see a new ID has been created here for Debbie Matthews, which means we have done our process of creating a new client. And now what we are going to do, now we are going to create a new invoice for this created new client. So we are going to repeat the steps what we used in our first router. We will go to FreshBooks, then create invoice, then connect. Save this one because I have already connected my FreshBooks. Account name, customer. Now here you have to put your customer ID, like I told you in the first step. When you are creating a new customer, here, you have to put the email of the customer. But when you are creating an invoice, you have to put the customer ID, not the email. Okay. So refresh this. Map. Delete this ID. Go for FreshBooks, create client. And we are going to take ID from this particular data from create client. Do not go for search client and take the ID from there. Okay. You have to take ID from this part, create client. So what is the ID? This is the ID. Client ID is 128299. So map this ID here. Again, the date example is year, month and date. So year, month and date, you can take it from Jotform response. Where is year? This is year. Then month. Where is month? There is month. Then date. Year, month and date. This is date. Okay. Now you have to put in dash between them to avoid the formatting mistakes. Language is obviously English. You can put it in manually. Name. Go for this one. The product name. No, wait a minute. Not the product. Yeah, product name. Okay. Product name. Where is the product name? Funky blue t-shirt. Quantity is okay. Quantity is 1 and we do not have any tax on that, and unit cost is 300 rupees. Unit price 300. Okay. Save and send test request. And as soon as you do that, it will give you a new invoice has been generated with the same name, debbiematthews@gmail.com. And our integration is successful. Okay. Done. So I have already given you example how to create an invoice if the customer exists. Now let me go back here and let me show you clients. So these are my clients: Debbie Matthews, Johnny Walker, Pabbly, Rajan Ahirwar, Rajiv Dubey, transport company, and whatever it is. Now I am going to create a new client. Here we have 10 clients. I am going to create one more client by the name. What should I give it? Okay. Let me go here and let me give it a new name. So our new customer is buying our t-shirt and now he is buying 3 quantities. Okay. Name is Mayank Rajuldar. Okay. Address is 567 / B block. 567 B block. Street address is 23rd Street. City is, I'm going to go for Indore again, Madhya Pradesh. City 462008. Phone number 987065789. Okay, wait a minute. 98078765. Okay, so this is a random dummy number. Mayank@gmail.com. Okay. And now the date. So today is 28th January. I'm putting in the same date and I will just submit it. And as soon as I will submit it and I will go to Freshbook clients details, you can see here we have only 10 clients. And as soon as I will refresh this, you can see that we have a new entry here, Mayank Rajuldar. And this is the new customer which has been created. Mayank Rajuldar, mayank@gmail.com. This is the mobile number. This is the address. And now when we will go back to invoices, his invoice has also been created here. Mayank Rajuldar, and you can see 900 rupees because we purchased 3 quantity of t-shirts in his name. So this is how you can use Pabbly Connect to connect your Jotform and your Freshbooks together so that whenever a new form submission is submitted in the Jotform, the database will automatically be updated in the FreshBooks, and the client will automatically be created, and the invoice will automatically be created in the FreshBooks. And if you want to use this amazing workflow, you can just go in the description box and clone it from my description box and use it in your own account. But for that, you want your own account, and for your own account you have to sign up, which is absolutely free, and it doesn't cost you any penny. We are also giving you 100 free tasks. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now. Hasta la vista. So thanks a lot for watching our video. I hope you understood everything. If you want any other event to be added in our module, you can just mail at admin@pabbly.com. Apart from that, if you have any queries, you can just go on to this forum and ask about your queries. And if you want to check the pricing of the software, you can go on here and check the pricing of the software. I hope you understood everything and you loved every bit of our video. So keep loving, keep subscribing. Thank you.